Voting can change the future of where we're going.
Get voting done and out of the way because we don't know what else is happening. It's 2020.
Thank you so much for joining me today. We've got a lot of amazing, important things to talk about. For those who you should know, Stacey Abrams. Amazing work. Thank you so much for sitting down and having this conversation. I think this is very timely in terms of the reality that we're all living in, and how important this election is, but also just our civic engagement overall. Can you talk about the importance of the census and what it truly means and the resources that are at stake to go to the right places?
It's how the federal government gathers all the information it needs to allocate $1.5 trillion. There are populations that often get ignored. And when they get ignored, the resources we need never show up. We have to fix the census, but the first step is making sure that we actually have a census that's accurate this year so we can get the resources we need to work on building the political power to improve the census going forward.
Can you walk us through just the process of how you would encourage or recommend somebody, either if they're voting for the first time or they're really advising other people in terms of the power of voting, how they should approach now in November 3rd?
The elections are happening now. We have an election season, not an election day, because we do have 3 ways of voting. Voting by mail is safe. Voting by mail is accessible, and voting by mail is successful. And you need to know what the rules are in your state. So if you go to vote.org, you can look up your state and it can tell you what the rules are for voting by mail. Number 2, you can vote early in person. Again, if you go to vote.org, it can tell you which states allow you to vote early in person. Third way to vote, of course, is election day. But we should treat election day as last call. That's the last day to cast your ballot. We need people to vote early because we need our votes and our voices to be heard. Those votes matter because the power to set the future comes from this election. So do not let anyone panic you. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't be working so hard to convince you that you shouldn't vote. We need folks to get voting done and out of the way because we don't know what else is happening. It's 2020. And so make sure you go to vote.org and learn the rules for how you fill out your ballot.
What resources do they have available to make sure that they can, vote, that their vote's going to, get counted, and that they can participate the way that they want to?
The reason I say don't panic, yes, this is complicated. We're deciding who's going to run our country, our cities, who are going to run our states. Yes, there is voter suppression. There are people who want to stop us. But the best way to defeat an enemy is to know that the enemy exists. The best way to navigate challenges is to know what those challenges are. Make sure that you know the information, that you know the obstacles, but don't let them convince you that those obstacles should stop you from acting. Make certain you don't let anyone steal from you your right to vote. And in every single state, if you call 866-OUR-VOTE, we will connect you to the right person to make sure your vote gets counted.
When we go to the elections and we're looking at the candidates, we're trying to compare, contrast, look at how they show up in different conversations, pressing matters. If I'm a voter, sometimes it feels like you're voting for the lesser of 2 evils, in terms of optimism around how a candidate is going to step into that role and fight for the people and come with some actual solutions that we can see change. And whether that's in short term or long term, we know that it's not magic, but we're trying to always push the ball down the line. How do you speak to that voter and instill confidence that whether they don't see eye to eye with every single policy with the candidate, that they're actually making a decision that's going to either better something for themselves, their community, or the country at large?
We don't elect saviors. We elect regular people who just seem to be better at talking about things or reading things. I don't need to be excited about you as a person. I need to be excited about what you can do for me as a representative, as a politician. And when the difference is not trying to be excited about the person, but being excited by their values, then I have a better sense of what's possible. So yes, help out through fairfight2020.org, help out with folks across the country in swing states, but don't forget that you can swing the future of your state by being involved down ballot.
In terms of awareness over issues that matter and that are going to affect our daily lives and our kids' lives and their kids' lives, like what gives you the most hope and optimism, for our country?